step away, and then we're going to measure this to 9.5. 9.5 inches. Inches, where's our chart? Foot in inches, 9.5 is a ladies 7. Ladies 7. Now the width is done not weight bearing, and you're supposed to sit down when we do this. Okay, so we're going to use this type of measure. Okay. 8 1/4. Is 8. Okay.
So you didn't know that about your feet, did you?
In the ladies' width chart, in size 7, 8 1/4 is an A width for ice skating, or 1 more for roller skating. Ice, roller. So this is a men's 6. This is a ladies' 7. Okay. So there's the footbed. We take the footbed and put this here, put that there, and then stand on it.
Interesting, huh?
Okay.
Now that's a woman's 7.
That's right. See, now she's got some toe room here, but her foot is hanging way off of the side.
Okay.
So this whole part of her foot is not covered at all by the instep. This boot would never fit her. It would just be too tight. So let's try a men's boot and see if that's more appropriate to your size because of the width of your foot. This is the men's.
So you would go down one size.
Yes. So this is a men's 6.
Wow. That's definitely too big.
So it would be 5 1/2. Over here. But stand up for a minute. See, it works out a little bit differently when you stand up.
Yeah, it goes forward.
And then move your knee forward. You see? That would be different. You see? And with this longer skate, the ball of your foot is hitting where it comes in there. So you'd want it to be shorter in the men's. You'd want a 5 1/2. Okay? So the 6 is no good. She tried on the footbed of the men's corresponding size because she wanted a black boot. And she thought that maybe if she went down one size that would work. But in her case, not only is the skate more than 1/4 inch longer than her foot, the widest part of her foot hit here on the boot. So it ends up being much too tight. So now we're going to get a 5 1/2, a half size smaller, and see if it's more appropriate to her foot width and shape. Now we have a men's 5 1/2. Again, we're going to use the foot soles that come in it. Okay. Line our foot up to the heel. And we see now that the widest part of the ball of the foot is at the widest part of her foot, and it's not quite so long. Try it on the other foot. See, the widest part of the boot is also at the widest part of her foot, and it's not quite so much sticking out the end. Okay, so you would, if you want to get a roller skate, this would be a great choice. On the other hand, for an ice boot, you might want to go ahead and get that narrow boot, that narrow white boot, and stretch it. Is your foot in there?
Yeah.
So now we want to lace it, pull it nice and tight. We don't have to lace it all the way up. The important thing right now is to the ankle.
So should I stand up and see, or?
Yeah.
No, you never do anything with one boot on. You have to try them both. Now stand up. Now bend your knees. Now, what do you think?
It's a little bit too tight.
Okay, there's a fix for that. Every purchase at skates.com comes with Richard Humphrey appearing in your living room. Open the counter.
So, what you want to do is just slightly open that tongue a little bit, turn that skate upside down, and firmly press that right into the floor. It's more than likely it'll be your floor. That opens up the counter. That's what it's called, the counter, so that your heel can go back into the boot a little bit further. And this is the problem that most people have when they're doing a shoe fitting, that they never open up the counter. So as you can see, there's a huge difference in the look of each of those boots. So now let's put those back on and see what kind of fit we get.
Open that one. Underfoot. Wow, your foot goes in so much easier.
Yeah, it's much better. So now I don't have to return them.
Yeah, according to Riedell, she should be wearing a size 6.
In the men's boot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where the ball of her foot hit the footbed was more appropriate to the shorter boot. Some people think that when you get a bigger boot, you get more width, but that's not true.
Wrong spot, right?
That's right, because the boot comes in at a certain point, and right where Hiromi's foot went out, the 6 came in. So it actually
feels tighter.
Even though it was bigger, it was tighter on her
So the rule
foot.
of thumb for going down to a guy's boot, is it 1, 1.5, or 2 sizes?
In my case, 1.5.
In her case, it was 1.5.
What's the word boot in Japan?
Boots.
Boots?
Boots are good?
ブーツ。
どうですか？
ちょうどいいです。特にリチャードさんが直してくれた後、ぴったりはまってよかったです。
Awesome! Oh my god!
Perfect!
Perfect!
Whatever I said, okay. ありがとうございます。
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.